Backlinking to marketing people is like marketing to tech people. Just because you developed a best product doesn't mean the whole market will know about it and start buying it. The same, just because you developed a best content doesn't mean the whole market will start reading it and backlinking to you. So this is what we're gonna do today. That's what I'm gonna learn from Lukas Mehnert, how he doubled organic conversions by optimizing backlinking building. Before the introduction, I want to ask Lukas, backlinking is usually an SEO tactic. It's allegedly one of the main factors for organic ranking. However, you mentioned to me that backlinking is the real essence for branding for SaaS companies. Why do you think so?
Thanks for having me, Leo. That's a good question. I'm really thinking with backlinking to build brand about the researcher in the researching phase when he's starting to read the first articles about like tools, what he should have, what he should use. So that's something where you really can reach the customer in the right time that he will find out about your solution.
Prague Marketing Meetup today is not in Prague. We are actually in Brno to learn from the Brno community, and I think Lukas Mehnert is one of the best people to speak to in the Brno community. You were actually one of the organizers for the Brno event.
SaaS movement.
SaaS movement. And you have been running marketing teams for 10 plus years in multiple companies and startups. Most recently, Smartlook, where I believe you grow with them for over $4 million annual recurring revenue. Right?
That's right.
Like I did some research, and what I found that actually initially you wanted to become a hacker. I don't know if this is correct.
Yeah, that's
how
true.
Did you end up being a marketer?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I'm a network specialist, so I love hacking. That's something like a real passion, and I were doing this always in marketing to find new ways how to grow. So the hacking and growth hacking is not far away from each other. And that's something would have worked for me in the past a lot.
Great. And like, I guess a lot of people will get that from the accent. You're not a native Brno, but I guess you come a little bit from the West.
I'm coming from Berlin, and I'm here from 2007 in the Czech Republic, where I started with online marketing. And there were a lot of steps where I have worked in between. And today I help scaling B2B SaaS marketing for SaaS companies. So I'm an external consultant who's helping the companies to grow faster. And that's what I'm doing today.
Right, and that's what we're gonna learn from you today. Just a quick thank you and great thank you for Webnote, the leading website builder, and they are hosting us in their office today. So go check them out, and thanks a lot for hosting us.
Also, a quick reference to the history of Brno or to the Czech Republic PPC online marketing community, because here it all started back in 2011, I think, with Marketa Kabatova. She was the CMO, and she was hosting here a lot of events. So it's one of the hard places to be for marketing.
Yeah, that's definitely a good place to host this episode. All right, so let's jump right in. I am the head of marketing in a SaaS company, and that's not a hypothetical question. Like I'm leading the team at DataDo, and we would like to build our backlinking activity, how can we start?
A typical way how to start is to figure out who are my competitors. So I always start with Googling all my competitors, making a huge list of all the competitors. Ideally, I search in the Google local markets if there are also smaller competitors in UK, in the US. The more I find, the more potentially I can get links because I can analyze their backlink profile and learn from that and replicate what they have done and do even more to grow my domain authority on Ahrefs. So like Google is the start, making an Excel to figure out all my competitors, then going to Ahrefs, analyze every competitor with Ahrefs, find out where and how they get backlinks. So these are the two essential things. And also Google is helping you to figure out which places you should attack to build the brand. That means like if you are taking your niche, your main keywords, you put in the best, for example, data tool, you will find out all the places, directories where you have to be, that your brand will get a bigger exposure.
So you mentioned a very important point here, which is figuring out who is linking to your competitors. And you can find that with tools like Ahrefs or any other tool. But you also mentioned how are they getting the backlinks? How can you figure this out?
You have to understand it. Like the more you look on the best backlinked websites from them, the more you can understand, this is something that works for them, and you can make it even better. That's one of the goals, I think, because the best backlinked website in a lot of cases are getting a lot of traffic. So you should not steal it, but make it even better. So that's really important. And at the same time, you can analyze with Google mentions, Brand24, all your competitors and see on a daily basis where they are getting backlinks. And this is something you should spend time. I were writing more than 4,000 emails for Smartlook. That was my morning practice. I had a list of websites where we should be. And to all of them, I were like working my list down and writing the people, hey, could we got a mention here on this Google alternative overview? What are the best Google Analytics alternatives? So that's something you have also to go even bigger. Like, don't only focus on your own niche, but go up. Yeah, that means like, for example, if you are an A/B testing tool, conversion rate optimization could be your up topic. If you are in conversion rate optimization, you can go even up and look for marketing tool overviews. You should be there. The more you are mentioned in every category, and on every website who is ranking really well on Google, the more people will find your brand, and the more people will come to you. So that's like, there are data. If you are looking on Trust Radius made an analysis, and like more than 80% of the potential B2B buyers, they are expanding their list of the tools they are comparing. So one of my main goals was always like getting on the short list. Yeah, the more people gets me on the short list, the more potential is there for our company.
Like, did you also like run campaigns like monitoring when your competitors are being mentioned and try to, for example, find, okay, like, why did they mention the competitor? Can they also mention us in their content?
That was really one of the main parts of it, that I were like investigating every day, and in the end we had even a person who were doing that. And I named it the outreach manager. Okay. Yeah, so She was a colleague really on Twitter, on Brand24, on Google Mentions, and searching for new possibilities every day. We've analyzed, for example, that she was doing every morning like 5 to 10 minutes Twitter, and looking for mentions of our competitors where the people said, is there any alternative for this, for example, Mixpanel, or for this really high-priced solution? And like we were reaching out to them, and like in a lot of cases, for example, per LinkedIn and also on Twitter, we were analyzing it. And for example, we had like 1,200 views per month of people for this type of answers. So this brings you also a lot of branding. And the more people see your brand, the more people get the idea about you and like will find you.
You also mentioned to me like the idea with working on the launching website, something like Product Hunt, for example, and you did use that. So how was your strategy there, and how did it help you?
Like for us, Product Hunt was very interesting because on the same day we had like 900 more visitors than usual. And in the next days, we were also covered in a lot of PR. So this is really a good place where you can start in the beginning. I have also a list of other places I share with you. It will be added in the notes. And all these places give you initial traction. So when you go out with your solution, start really with these websites like BetterList, Better Page SEO, Product Hunt, and get your first customers. Like this is really a good recommendation what have worked for us. In some cases, Product Hunt is not the right place. Yeah, so it's always like about your audience, where they go, where they read. So for Product Hunt, there is usual design, marketing people are there, a lot of researchers. We had chief innovation officers who reached out to us because from big companies, because they have read about Smartlook on Product Hunt. So that's helping really a lot.
Great. So once you figure out all these opportunities and you are doing your outreach, because like I saw some of the emails that you have been sending, and they're quite interesting. How you were choosing the subject line, how you're writing the email. So what will be your main tips for the outreaching?
Like in the beginning, it's really good idea from my perspective if you can offer something. The more you can offer to the person who wrote the article. For example, Smartlook, when we started in 2017, the people were really interested in new tools. Today it's getting harder. Yeah, the people are all again a new tool, so it's getting harder for sure. But always think about the potential person who's sitting there and what you can offer to him. So we were giving in the beginning a lot of free trials of Smartlook that helped us really a lot. And in some cases, I gave for half a year Smartlook, so they were happy that they had something for free. We were happy we had one of really good backlinks, so that helped both of us, and that was really cool. I were always starting like we are missing or something in that way. That worked for us really well, but also there will come people who want money. If you don't have the money, like you can put it on the list that you will go to them back once you have the money. So I had the big list where I had 3 colors. It was like red, it's advertising like for future. And there was orange, that means they wanted to have money from me now. So I said, yeah, I will do this later. And green was, yeah, backlink done. So we were collecting, or we were moving Smartlook from the 600,000 best backlink website worldwide to the 16,000 best backlink website. So Smartlook is really well backlinked, and that's something what helped us really a lot.
You mentioned a very important point here, which having the budget for this activity. how would you recommend speaking with like with your manager, whoever that can be the CEO, can be the CFO? How would you convince them to invest in this activity?
That's a really good question. There are a lot of different points we can look at it. Like, for example, if we are taking SimilarWeb, where you can see like how many visitors the website has. You can take Ahrefs, what's the domain authority, and a lot of other factors from where you can understand like how impactful or how much you should give it for that. And from my perspective, it makes sense in the beginning to go with the free backlinks. In a lot of cases, the people are willing to give you a backlink, or if you showcase them that you are the right product, they will add you. But another really good way is to link swap. That means like you offer them that they can make a blog post on your blog, and for that you want to be included in top data analytics tools, which article is ranking really well on Google.
What was the main metrics that you were looking at and trying to optimize for?
Like what we did in 2017, one of our main channels was Facebook ads. And that's really hard. If you start as a new CMO in any company, that's my recommendation. Never rely on one channel. Yeah. Like we were really hard focused when I started at Smartlook. And that was one of my first points. I said, like, we have to diversify our traffic. We need more traffic from other sources. So that was one of my main points of the strategy. And I said, okay, we have to build the backlinks. We have to find other ways that when one day there will come a problem with Facebook ads, what happened because of Cambridge Analytica. Yeah. So it's really important for every CMO to think about how to diversify my traffic, how to get more leads from other sources, and like to measure which leads from which sources are the most interesting one, and then double down there. That's really one of my recommendations. And when I started, we had like something like 66,000 traffic from referrals, and I were going to Google Analytics, copied all our top referral traffic, and searched related in Google. That's a really good tip. Like the related operator on Google will find you other places which are similar to the websites where you already get traffic from. So with this, I expanded also the list, like where we should be. And I were taking only the best places where we already got some interesting traffic from. So I were like implementing this brand building for some time, for 3 months. And then we doubled our organic conversions at the same time, what was also really good. And you have to think always, like if you are doing backlink building, it will also impact your direct traffic. It will impact like Google search, Bing search, everything, because people find out about you, and that's the normal case. Like people are not linear in going to a website and sign up. They will go to a directory, find out your name. They will make a short list. They will go to G2, to Capterra, to Trust Radius. They will make a comparison of all the tools which are out there, and then they will choose one tool in the end.
Like, so you mentioned here that a very important topic, which is the review sites like G2.com and Capterra and GetApp. Would you recommend actually using the paid versions of this of these review sites, or can you even just only on the free version can even help you?
Even the free version can help you, definitely. And like my recommendation is like to be in the most categories as possible. Only where it makes the most sense there to do PPC. Yeah, like concentrating on the best performing with PPC campaigns. And then it really depends. For example, GetApp and Capterra are for me more the mid-market, SMB, small and mid-market. And like G2 is helping you with a lot of enterprise leads. So we had a lot of enterprises from G2. And also we were doing paid because one day, if you find out in demo request, if you are asking your prospects, like, where did you read about us? The more you hear these websites when you are listed there, the more it makes sense to make paid advertising there. Like G2 is not super cheap, like for sure not, but like for us it made sense in the past. I always say it, as always, it really depends on your audience, who are your buyers, how much they spend, and like how much it makes sense for you. Like that's
like, yeah, like it's definitely always depends on the audience. And you mentioned that, yeah, asking the audience, how did you hear about us, right? And not only that, but also like speaking with them, okay, where do you get your information? How are you stay updated with the market? Were you doing that in some systematic way to help you with the link building?
our sales team was giving us for every one-on-one demo feedback. So that's really important. And either if you are a small company, as a CMO, go to the calls once a time, and you will also be mind blown, like how many things you will find out. But if you somehow get your sales team on board, that if they understand that if they give you feedback, for every demo where they heard about your solution, the more this makes you a happier marketer, because it can help you to find the right places. And we were, in the past, we heard a lot for one-on-one demos that they came from G2. And if you pay G2, you can even analyze, like we had the paid package, so we were analyzing how many people came to G2 and then to our website and signed up and had a demo request. And like there were a lot of big companies coming from G2. Definitely a good recommendation, and makes a lot of sense.
That's a great tip. Like we have been actually doing that, which is like sending someone from the marketing team and as much as we can of the first sales call, like when the salesperson is on his first call with a potential client, we send them a marketing person there, just sitting silently, taking notes, and we just analyze data, and it gives us a lot of information. Just understanding not only how they heard about our product, but also why do they need the product, what is the main problem that they have, so we can optimize our messaging, optimize our campaigns and our websites to match the audience problem and the audience needs and goals. So yeah, this is definitely a very great help.
And even more, like if you're focusing on competition campaigns, like on competitors, go there. Like the more you will have users from your competitors, go there, and like marketing has to be in the one-on-one demo and ask questions about your competitors. Show them your solution, and then find out the wow moments where they say, this is something I were missing so much. And this is really great for making campaigns on LinkedIn. If you can somehow get the list of your competitor users and making campaigns on LinkedIn, ABM targeted on the right companies, the right users, then this will help you a lot.
Right. You mentioned like some amazing number at the beginning when you said you sent like over 4,000 emails, and this gets me back to the idea that it's like anything in marketing. it's a numbers game. Like you will never have a 100% conversion rate. You're not gonna send one email, you're gonna get one link. It's a numbers game. Like if you're an amazing marketer, you're gonna get 5% conversion rate. So how many outreach would you say for someone who's just starting backlinks? What should you aim for just to start this ball rolling? Let's say?
Yeah, only start. Like start is always the best recommendation. Start to doing that and like make it a morning practice. Like as I mentioned before, I were taking 10 minutes every day and we're looking like on Ahrefs where my competitors have new backlinks on Brand24, and it was like a paste and copy game. Like I were always writing the same emails. And you will find out, okay, the conversion rate is maybe 3-4%, but it makes so much sense. Like every piece of it, like builds your brand up. So that's really something what helped Smartlook a lot. And like the more you are mentioned in the top ranking websites, the more people who are writing a new article about it will add you. So this is like a really snowball, or it helps you like for future all the time.
That's actually a very good point, because like whenever someone is generating a content, like someone external, like obviously the first thing they do Google search.
Yeah.
So they ask, okay, like I'm gonna write today about the best analytics tool. I'm gonna Google search what are the best analytics tools, and they're gonna look at the first websites. If you are there, they're gonna mention you in their new article. So like the effort that you put into getting these backlinks for the top pages is just gonna keep accumulating for any new content that's being generated without you reaching out to anyone new.
Yeah, absolutely true. And at the same time, it's also essential like to rank for your competitors as an alternative. Like this helped us really in the time where we had not so much money at Smartlook for marketing. So we were researching a lot of pages, websites, directories, comparison pages, and we were always aiming for the first place for our top competitors. So that was really essential in the beginning, that people who don't like anymore to be with the biggest brand, that they were searching, and they are always searching like alternative for the biggest brand.
Like I'm gonna ask like more of a positioning question here, not backlinks, because we're speaking about competitors. How do you prefer to approach that subject? How do you position yourself against the competitor? Okay, I'm looking for alternative for X product. Do you go and just bash them? Yeah, this product is shit. We are way better. Like, what is usually your approach here?
Good question. Like at Smartlook, we were always like trying to get on the shortlist. That was the first point, and always position us as some innovator, because we were combining two worlds: the analytic world with the session recording world. So analytics world is Mixpanel, like event tracking and analyzing what's the behavior from event side, and the session recording part is like together, I think, a really strong tool to analyze the user behavior. So that was always like what we did. We were saying like analyze user behavior in ways never possible before. So we were trying to be the innovator, to be the most interesting tool on the market.
That's amazing, and I mean you have achieved amazing results with Smartlook. Like how. What was the percentage of your time or your resources between the different activities between different channels? If we speak about backlinks, so like was backlinks like something like, okay, this is just 20% of our time or our resources, or it was like half of your activities? How did you?
In the beginning, where I set up the strategy where we grow, then with that, it was like maybe 15% of my time. And then it was going down because like we were already mentioned in a lot of places, and we were only monitoring what's new, what's coming new. And then it was like maybe 5%, 3% or something like that. It was really going down. Like if you once you have it and it's set it up, then it's working and helping you.
And you mentioned that you had someone in the team, like with the outreach manager. Was that their like 8 hours work, or it was just part of their work?
It was only part of her work. She were doing a lot of other things. That's always my recommendation. Like, if you want to do this and it makes sense for you, it makes sense in that case if there are many players on the market and you are like one of the smaller players, but you have something to offer. Your solution is interesting, new, fresh, and from this point of view, it makes sense if there are already competitors, big competitors, where people are searching for it, where are people searching for alternatives for it, where it's very expensive. So it makes sense in this case. In other cases, I would be really thinking about this person, like make it sense or not.
All right. And I just want to take you one more time to the data side of it, looking at the metrics. So when you are looking at the effectiveness of backlinking activities, what are the main metrics do you look at? Do you look at the number of traffic that's coming from there, or do you look at the conversion? Is this affecting our conversion or not? Or do you look at our organic ranking? Is this affecting our organic ranking? Definitely, we are looking at all of them, but like, what was for you the main success metric that you are looking at?
I were looking mainly like how much traffic I get from it, and like what's the conversion rate. So this was really important for me. But at the same time, you will see that Google organic growth and like people who are researching for you on G2, for example, if you have the paid package, you will see also a spike. So it's a mix. Like, we have increased the traffic from referrals by 25% in like 4 months or something like that. So at the same time, conversion rate, conversions grew from this. So that was something where we said, okay, it makes sense. We will take this and like do this all the time, like with Brand24, Ahrefs, and all the tools out there. So it's a long run.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that ties it back to what we started with, which is the branding of it. So the backlinks have a huge impact on branding. Yes, it brings you traffic, but if someone is searching for a tool for, again, A/B testing, for data integration, like DataDo, and if they find you on, again, this top short list, the 5 top data integration tools, they are aware that you are there in the market. They are aware that you are on that list. So even if they don't buy from you today, you are in the back of their head when they do another research tomorrow or next year.
On G2, for example.
On G2, they are aware that you exist. So definitely like a very important part for your branding activities. All right, I think that was really, really insightful. Do you have any final tips or maybe some mistakes that you did before that you would like to avoid in the future?
It's all about like trying, yeah? Like, it's always in marketing from my perspective. You have to go one channel, try, next channel, try, third channel works, okay, scale it up and work on this channel to grow it to the maximum, and go to the next channel, and one day go back to the first channel which didn't work for you and try it again, because like it's always changing, your product's changing, you're adding, for example, onboarding. So the bigger your SaaS gets, the more like the channels which didn't work in the past can work now. Look, it's always testing and trying.
Yeah, that's a great advice. It's definitely all about testing different channels, and even within each channel, just different testing different activities, testing different subject lines, different messaging, and so on. Lukas, that was really amazing and insightful discussion. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for being here and for inviting us here in Brno. We definitely would like to go and expand more outside of Prague to learn from other communities, and we're gonna definitely invite you to Prague soon.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. And if you out there need some help with B2B SaaS marketing, you can find me on LinkedIn or on lukasmehnert.com. Thanks.